What up? It's your boy Tukers, and welcome to the House of Tukers. You are in my home now. I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad you're here. Today, we're doing a little bit of story time. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story about a situation that happened in my life. Not a crazy situation. It's a situation that came upon my brain, my mind. I thought about this, right? And the name of this video, it will be, well, I don't know the name yet, but it's going to be discussing about that one friend that everyone has, right? Everyone has this friend. I know it. So I'm gonna get straight into it. You ever had one of those friends that just seems very unpredictable, right? They're cool, you love them, but something about them, like they just itching to do something random. I don't know what it is, but it's always something random, okay? You just don't know what it may be. And, you know, it don't happen all the time, every blue moon, but you know when it do happen, it's like, what? I got a couple of those friends, right? But we're gonna talk about one, okay? I'm gonna name this guy. This guy is gonna be named, should I say? I'm gonna say his street name, his handle. I'm gonna call him Bubba. And Bubba, me and Bubba been friends since college, right? I met Bubba about sophomore year of college, right? And we've been cool ever since, man. We both have the same interests, you know, dealing with content, creating, filming, all that Jimmy jazz. So one day, so one weekend, me and Bubba and his girl at the time was in Charlotte, right? We was hanging out because I haven't seen him in a while. So we were just wanting to, you know, kind of see each other and hang out, and, you know, just catch up on what's going on. So we go to this golfing place, right? Not Top Golf, but this golfing spot. I can't remember the name, but it was like one of those golfing spots you can eat and stuff like that, and have a few drinks, little mini golf type of thing. And they had one side with the golf course, and then another side they had with their food and restaurant side. So me and Bubba and his old lady come in, and we go sit down, right, chilling. I can tell when something about to happen, right. I don't know why I do it, but I get this feeling like, you know, you kind of can know people's mannerisms after a while from being around them for a long time. So, you know, I'm standing with Bubba, and Bubba looking around. You know, he's looking around. He's big-eyed it, like what we'll say. He's big-eyed. You know, he kind of like, his eyes just glaring. He's kind of looking around. He's like, you know, excited in a way. He's excited, but it's showing through his eyes. So we all standing around, you know, we stand around waiting for our table. We go inside the golf place, and we're going to grab some food and grab a couple of drinks before we start. So we go in there, we find a table, you know, we sit down, you know, it's me, it's him and his lady, right? And, you know, and I'm pretty chill about it. I don't like the third wheel, you know, but I'm pretty chill about it. You know, it's no biggie. So in my head, I'm like, you know, okay, let me stop real fast. You know how you think, like, okay, babe, you know your friends. You know your friends in a way. But when they get around, let's say others, they have to kind of mitigate themselves. They got to code switch a little bit. So in my head, I'm like, all right, you know, I'm sitting with Bubba, and I'm like, I know Bubba. I know Bubba is very random. But see, we out and about, and he with his lady, so I feel like Bubba gonna be chill, right? But that's what's going through my head. I just had to paint that real fast. I'm like, okay, you know, because Bubba a wild character. Bubba chill, Bubba cool. I like Bubba. And so we chilling, we catching up, ha, he, what's going on, bad, what's news, what's all that jazz. And by this time we're eating, we eating, and Bubba was like, this is good. And I said, yeah. He said, man, try some. So I was like, all right, cool. I tried some. I said, oh yeah, that is good. What is that? He told me what it is. And I don't know how this happened, but after, like, you know, we finished, you know, oh man, this my food's good, his food good, everybody having a good time. We get some drinks in. By this time, we done had about 2 lemon drops, all that. We having a good time. It's gonna be a great night. So I don't know where Bubba gets quiet, right? And then we eat. So, you know, that's usual. You get quiet while you eat. Boom, boom, boom. Then Bubba just stopped moving, right? He was just still for a second. And I know, why am I noticing all this? Because the tables are small, right? And I'll just be, you know, mannerism, you know, be mannerism. So he stops. All right, and I'm still eating, but I ain't saying nothing. I notice it, but I ain't saying nothing. He stops. I look at him, right? And as I'm looking at Bubble, out of nowhere, don't know why. I don't know why, but Bubble leans back and he screams out, "Me Bumba!" And I kid you not, I looked around to see if anybody heard that, because I'm pretty sure somebody did, and I'm pretty sure they were looking. But I'm like, oh, what's wrong, bro? Like, what? Why did you? What? You okay? He said, I don't know, like, what came over me. I said, what? I said, bro, I'm like, the life, little bit of life that I had in me, just out of me, because I'm just like, what the hell was that? So that already let me know the type of time that we were on. So fast forward, that dissipates that whole ordeal, and we go to actually play golf, having a good time. We putting, you know what I'm talking about, putting. We doing our thing, right? So at this time, I like to chat, right? I'll chat with any random person because, who, like, you going out, meet people, just chat with people. So I see some folks golfing, and I just made a little comment. I forgot what I said. No, I think I walked on to him and asked him who's winning. Who's winning out of the two, right? There were two young ladies. I said, who's winning out of the two? And then one of them was like, yo, she is. And I'm like, okay, bet. I said, all right, now, don't let her beat you. Just having simple conversation as adult, right? So as I'm conversing with these two young ladies, I feel a tap on the back of my head. Blink! A tap on the back of my head. Nah, y'all don't know me, okay? But if you out and about, minding your business, next thing you know, you feel a tap on the back of your head. There's only two instincts, right? Who the fuck is this? And what the fuck is this? Those are my two instincts, okay? Both of them was not good. So I'm on 10, so I look back, I'm like, it's this man Bubba. Staring me down. He said, he said, curse, what are you doing? I said, bro, why you just tap me on the back of the head? He said, it's your goal. Come on, it's your ball. I said, come here. I said, come here, Bubba. He said, okay. And you just waddle on over in the corner. I said, Bubba, don't ever tap me in the damn head like that. I said, don't you ever tap me in the back of the head like that ever again. That could have ended badly for you, okay? Because you don't do that. So I'm talking to Bubba. Bubba looking at me like I was the bad guy. Bubba, are you crazy? We continue on. We finish the games. All right, we finish the games, and then it's becoming later in the night. So we go out to this place called Tattoos and Booze. Mind, we in Charlotte this time. So we go to this place called Tattoos and Booze. I like Tattoos and Booze. Tattoos and Booze always treated me well and was a good time every time. So we go to Tattoos and Booze because that's what I know. And, well, at this point, I need a few drinks more than two. Okay? I need a few drinks more than two because I'm dealing with Bubba and his girl ain't no help. So I need to be a little liquor up to deal with Bubba right now. But we go out to the bar and the little Tattoos and Booze. And immediately I'm like, I got his first round, Bubba here, take a girl. Let's go. Let's continue on this train so we can get y'all, having a good time and, enjoying the rest of the night and going from there. So we vibing, music's good. Everything's going nice, right? So Bubba is not a drinker, of course. Not a big shocker. Bubba's not a drinker. And, Bubba gets a few shots. I don't think him or his lady was drinkers. So, but they get a few shots. And when I tell y'all, Bubba was getting down. Okay? Bubba was getting down. like Mr. Brown. Okay, Bubba was dropping it low. I think he even hit a couple of splits. Bubba was just elusive, like a snake on the court. And all I could do is just, keep fueling the fire. I just like, hey, ball out. I mean, he was busting it down. So he out there busting it down. I'm just vibing, make sure everybody having a good time and just chilling. And next thing you know, I see Bubba start talking to somebody. So, your first instant, I'm like, okay, he's a little inebriated, right? And he's talking to somebody, a random person. So I ain't trying to make a big scene, but I try to make sure I get close enough to see what the heck's going on, just in case Bubba don't do or say nothing stupid. I know Bubba's crazy, but Bubba ain't stupid. So I kind of like edge on there, trying to see what's going on, put my ear to him. Bubba, they making connections. Bubba over there making connections. Them boys over there talking about cameras. Them boys over there talking about equipment. I hear him talking about the T9000. I don't know what that is. Them boys over there speaking lingo. I said, well, I'll be damned. So they over there having a civilized conversation. A civilized conversation, right? Civilizing the world. As soon as he get done with that conversation, this man Bubba go stumble over to me. He stumbles towards me. He said, I might have getting that drink. Bubba, how you went from civilized to you stumbling on me? Then I said, you know what? I got you. So this goes on for about an hour. So we at the end. So I'm like, all right, it's getting pretty late. I need to make sure these folks get home. So I'm like, hey, let's make sure that everybody get your Ubers, get your Lyfts, so we can get up out of here. Because it's getting pretty late. And we don't need to be staying out here until closing, right? They close at what, 1, 2, I don't know. But, I didn't want to be out here too closing. We had a good time. So I'm just like, I'm vibing. Then, like I said, I've been in Tattoos and Booze a couple of times. So, they knew me at face value. I ain't gonna say I was popular or anything, but I've been in it a good many times. Because on the weekends, it was work during the week. And on the weekends, I'm having a good time, right? Everything was done during the week. Everything, either side hustle, everything was done during the week. Okay? I had a healthy balance. I was healthy. So on the weekend, I go out. And, we get towards the end. And somebody had bought us some drinks. I was like, oh, shoot. But I was on brown, man. I was on white the whole night. And it was brown. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, I don't want to mix because I'm already lifted myself and I'm hanging in there. I'm D&D. I wasn't driving, but I'm D&D. I'm designated destination. So I'm like, all right, give it to Bubba. Bubba took his girl took hers. And I was like, dang, Bubba, drink mine too. Hey man, I wanted Bubba to enjoy himself, okay? And Bubba did, okay? Bubba enjoyed himself. But Bubba was hitting the splits. He was getting down and dirty. And that was one that I always remember. But that's just that one friend, yo. That's just one of many. That's just very unpredictable. Like that, and he wasn't even like he was dancing like he was throwing elbows. Like, that not no rhythm dancing either. He was throwing elbows. So to see Bubba go out like that and to see how everything kind of transpired, I was just glad we all could end the night on a good time. So yeah, man, I don't know. I just wanted to tell that story because I'm pretty sure all y'all got that one random friend that just does random stuff. And mind you, that's probably not the extent that y'all random friend do. Y'all random friend probably do some crazy stuff. I know people do crazy stuff. So if y'all want to share that, please share that in the comments. Let me know what y'all random friend did or do. That's not too crazy. Well, tell me your crazy stories. All right, tell me your crazy stories and let me see how it go. But yeah, let me know how your Bubba is, because my Bubba, he's unpredictable. Okay? Tell me about your Bubba in the comments. See you guys in the next one. Welcome to the House of Curse. Close my door.